Hello everyone, let's start with the first reading of ethics. So under ethics, basically what is a syllabus of ethics is you are expected to understand 7 standards. So we'll have 7 standards, and for each standard there would be sub-standards. So it'd be given case studies, like okay, a certain person has done certain things. Is that person violating any standard? If yes, what is the standard the person has violated? So these kind of things, you'd be given. After those 7 standards, these 7 standards are like might be 90% of ethics syllabus. So you need to understand these 7 standards very well. You need to the whatever the bold word or the standard in whole is, you need to memorize the sentences. After the 90% chunk, we have 10%. It would be like the first reading of this syllabus, and after that we would be learning something about chips, which is the last reading of ethics. So the 10% is that. So 90% would be your 7 standards and the substandards. The 10% is this first reading and the JIP standard. So this reading is basically introduction into ethics. Why do we need ethics? So as an investment professional, you would be responsible for people's money, knives people money who do not have much knowledge about how the investment industry is working. So you are liable for people's money, you are liable for their savings. So you would be expected to follow certain ethics, certain rules, certain regulations, so that that person who do not have that knowledge about financial world like you would be able to place trust in you. So we need trust. You need trust as an investment professional. So in order to build that trust between these two parts of the society, the one who is has knowledge about the financial one and the ones who don't have that kind of knowledge, we need ethics, we need certain ground rules, so that people do not break those rules and basically make advantage of the people who are not aware of how the industry is working. So we need ethics for those. So what is ethics? Ethics can be described as a set of shared beliefs. Ethics can be described as a set of shared beliefs about what is good or acceptable. Like these are the good things, these are the acceptable things, and what is bad or what is unacceptable about the people's behavior. Ethical conduct has been described as behavior that follows moral principle and is consistent with society's ethical expectations. Ethical conduct has also been described as conduct that improves outcomes. If we follow ethical conduct, it improves outcomes for shareholders who are people directly or indirectly affected by the conduct. Example, like if you are following an ethical conduct, you are following ethics properly, you are not violating any rule. So whoever the the shareholders are in your case, like the shareholders can be your employers, the shareholder can be your co-workers, the shareholder can be your clients. So these, if you follow ethical conduct, it improves outcomes for all these shareholders. What is code of ethics? Code of ethics is a written set of moral principles, written set of moral principles that can guide behavior by describing what is acceptable or what is not acceptable. So code of ethics has been written, is like a written set of the moral principles that decides what is acceptable behavior, what is unacceptable behavior. Then comes profession. What is profession? Profession refers to those group of people. It refers to a group of people who have some specialized knowledge. Like these group of peoples can be doctors, these group of people can be lawyers, these group of people can be CFA professionals or can be actuaries. So these are, they have some profession, these group of people, they have some professional. Why? Because they have, because they have mastered some specialized knowledge, they have agreed to some specialized skills and knowledge, they have learned those specialized skills and knowledge, and they have agreed to perform in accordance with the code of ethics. So they have agreed that they will be serving the society, they will be serving their clients in the best way possible by following the code of ethics. So a profession is what? A profession is a group of people who have some certain set of specialized knowledge or skills. After this, like they have some code of ethics. Doctors have their own code of ethics, lawyers have their own code of ethics, CFA professionals have their own code of ethics. So along with the code of ethics, there would be a regulatory body regulating them, just like we have our CFA institute regulating this every this whole thing. So there would be a regulatory body who would be regulating whatever the actions of every profession under them. They would be focusing on the needs of the clients. They are basically providing their service to the society. They have learned these special skills so that they can serve the society. So they are concerned about what the needs of the clients are. Doctors are concerned about their patients, lawyers are concerned about the people they are fighting their cases for. Our focus on or requirement for continuing education. If anything new comes up, a doctor or a lawyer or a CFA or an actuary would be expected that they, continuously learn whatever changes are into the market. They learn how these changes in the market would be affecting them. They cannot be rigid that once they have completed their studies, they would not be continuing the education. You are continuously expected to keep up to the changes in the society, and they have an attitude of putting client first. Now, how can these professionals, they establish trust? Because you need trust between your client and these group of people by exercising that, okay, they have completed certain education, they have given certain exams, so now they are in a position that they have high knowledge about something, they have specialized knowledge and skill about something. Then they can withhold the ethical behavior or the moral conduct that, okay, we are following, we are practicing our profession in an ethical way. They can keep continuing their education, and okay, like we are committed to serving you, so we are learning whatever the changes are coming into the world, and also focusing on what the client needs are, basically putting their needs before yourself. The next LOS is describe the need for high ethical standards in investment management. So this we have discussed that you as an investment professional, you are responsible for people's money who do not have that much financial knowledge. So if you do not follow ethical practices, if you basically make advantage of the fact that you are responsible for someone's money who doesn't have any knowledge of what you are doing, so if that's the case, there would be mistrust in the society, and the whole investment system would be collapsing because of one unethical practice by one professional. So that is why ethical practices or ethics is even more important in investment profession. Now we have two types of standards, like suitability standard and fiduciary role or fiduciary standard. So as an professional, as a professional person, you would be expected that okay, either you follow the suitability standard, that okay, if you're an investment profession, you will look that these are the requirements of the person, these are the risk appetites of the person, these are the already existing investment of the person. So after looking at everything, you decide that these kinds of investment are best suited for the person. But in case of fiduciary role, this extends a little bit, that is, you place yourself in the position of that person itself, and then you decide that what would be the best thing for the person. So you act in the best interest of the clients, and here you do what is best suited for the clients. Now, what are the challenges to the ethical behavior? First can be situational influences. Like, it can be the case that you are at a position that even though you want to be very ethical, but you are in a situation wherein you are basically confused that what is ethical and what is unethical. Your company is doing something which is not good for the clients, but as a person you are you have to be loyal to your company also, and you have to be loyal to your clients also. So you are in a situation where you don't know like what should I do? Like, should I tell the clients that my company is not doing whatever should have been done in your favors, or should I just keep my mouth shut and not tell my client anything? So then you are in your situation where you don't know what is ethical or what is unethical. If you betray your company, you would be unethical to your company, but you would be loyal to your clients, and vice versa. So situational influences, what is the best at that time, what should I do? Or you are in a situation wherein if you betray your coworker, or if you are unethical to your coworker, it may gain you an advantage of earning a promotion. So again, you are put in that situation wherein you have to decide for your own good, or you have to is loyal to your coworker and follow ethical practices. Now, what there is a difference between what is ethical and what is unethical. Like, there's a difference between what is ethical and what is legal. So not all actions which are unethical are illegal. That is, if an activity is unethical, you shouldn't have done this, but it doesn't mean that that activity is illegal. Similarly, vice versa, if an activity is illegal, it doesn't mean that that activity is unethical. So if you are reporting your activities, company's activity, to any investigator or anything, if you feel that the company is doing some unethical practices, so it may be illegal. So it is illegal to do so, but it is not unethical because you are helping your clients by exposing the company's unethical activities. So not all activities which are unethical are illegal, and not all activities which are illegal are unethical. So what is the framework for ethical decision making? We first identify what are the relevant stakeholders, whatever decision I'm making, who are the stakeholders who would be affected: my client, my employer, my co-workers, the people who have invested money into my organization. So these, to first identify the various stakeholders who would be affected, what kind of duties do you owe to the various stakeholders. Then we consider what the situation is, what the situational influences I may be in. Then we basically we may also take guidance from people. If you are in a position wherein you don't know what is ethical or what is unethical, what is the type, what is the next step you should take, whether you shouldn't take this step, so you can also take outside guidance. So you consider whatever opportunities are present to you and what is the best thing you should do. Decide and act. Then you decide that okay, this is the best thing we should do, and you act upon it. And reflect whatever decision you made, was that anticipated, whatever you thought, it worked out or it didn't work out. If it didn't work out, then why didn't it work out, and what are the changes you can do to your decision, so that when you are in the same position the next time, you make a correct decision. So this is it for today's lecture. Thank you.